What is up, everybody? I am so excited about Summit, and I cannot wait to hug all of you and see all of you. It's going to be an absolute blast. I'm going to share with you my top tips, and some of you who have gone to Summit before, I'd love to hear from you and just open up this dialogue. But before we get started, I want to talk to you a little bit about my journey with coaching and Coach Summit. So I signed up almost 4 years ago, May 19th. May 19th, I've been a coach for as long as I was a teacher. That's so crazy. As I go into my 5th year, and next May, I'll be coaching longer than what I went to college for. And it's just so crazy what happens when you just stick it out. So 4 years ago, I signed up on May 19th. I had no idea what Beachbody was. And Summit was happening right practically when I was about to start this whole coaching thing, right? So I did not go to my first Summit. So I signed up in May. Summit was in July at that time, so I did not go. But I saw all the pictures of everybody who went to Summit, and I made a choice. So maybe this is you this year. Maybe you signed up last year and you saw, I see Terry's like, I know exactly what you mean, and I know exactly what you're talking about. So I saw Summit, and I was like, I've got to get there. I've got to get there. And so that next year, after my first year, I was an Emerald coach. I was close to Diamond, but I was not Diamond. And so then I went to Summit. And a lot of you don't know this, and I don't share this a lot. I went to Summit with my sponsor, Rachel. And I went there with her. We heard all of the same things. We went to all the same parties. And if Lauren Lundberg watches this or gets on, we stayed at the most ghetto hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not kidding. All of our Lyft drivers were like, are you really staying here? Like, that lived in the city. And we're like, yeah, what's wrong with it? And Eric was with us. Eric came to our first Summit. And there were like bullet holes in the windows. Ask Lauren. True fact. Like, true fact that there were bullet holes. And we're like, maybe we should move hotels. Basically, my point is we didn't let it ruin our party. We were so grateful to be there. It's definitely a story, and we definitely, like, I made it better the following year getting an awesome house in Nashville. But I started us off a little bit painful and a really, like, sketchy thing. Anyway, went with Lauren. She was not my PS coach at the time, and she is now. And I went with my sponsor, who is no longer my sponsor, Rachel. So we get to Summit. We're hanging out with the same people. We're going to the same dinners. We're seeing Sarah Morrison for the first time on Cloud 9. Met Trina for the first time, going, oh my gosh, that's Trina Gray. And we went to Team Rockstar Fit Day, and it was a small venue. It was in this little hotel room, not a hotel room, but in a room in a hotel. And it's nothing what it's like today. And we were in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, Sarah Morrison's presenting. This is so crazy. Rachel and I heard all the same things. We took probably very similar notes. We went to the kickoff in the dome, and we heard the same things. I was at the tippy top of that, watching all these announcements happening, watching all these things, and I was looking down, and I saw all these people on the field. And I was like, that's going to be me. I want to get down there. And heard all the same things in all the workshops. I remember sitting in a workshop. I want to say it was Julie someone. I can't even remember who it was, but they were speaking, and all of a sudden, tears just flowing from my face, because the entire time they were speaking, I was thinking in my heart, I could do this. Why not me? I was an Emerald coach. Team Happy and Fit did not exist. I was a full-time teacher in the inner city of Milwaukee, wasn't married yet, and I was just going, why not me? Why not me? And so I went to every workshop. I took all the notes. I was not on my phone. I was just engaged in what everyone was saying. I didn't skip out on anything. I didn't leave anything. For all the dinners that were happening, I showed up. I didn't stay on a lonely island. I'm an outgoing introvert. If you meet me in real life and you haven't yet, you'll notice that. I try not to live in that identity anymore. But I might not seem what I am on social media, not because I'm fake, but because I'm game faced when I can lead, when I can get on camera and things like that. But if I don't know you as well, I'm not the best at small talk. I'm working on it. I don't want to live in that identity. But as it went, I just really, I had massive belief in my ability to do this. And we left Summit. And that next month, actually, no, Eric and I had just gotten married. My bad. And Eric and I left for our honeymoon. Rachel never talked to me after that. She never talked to me after that. And now she's my maid of honor. And she was my sponsor coach. And we left Summit hearing the same things, doing the same experiences. And I left my job 5 months later. And she stopped coaching. Complete opposite experiences. And that December, I decided I'm going to make a team, and it's going to be named Team Happy and Fit. And then that following year, we went to Summit again. Jordan was there. Liz was there, pregnant with Beckham. Caitlin was there, right? And we got a house. We got a house in Summit, and I think I had 12 people there. It's awesome. And my life never was the same after saying yes to this, after going to Summit. It was Summit. Summit was the thing that I said I could do this. I think that Rachel, I can't say this, and if she ever watches this recording, I can't say this for certain, but I think she let comparison get in her head and she slowed down. But what I saw was opportunity. I didn't see that these people were trying to be better than me. I saw that they were breathing belief into me. I thought that they were saying that if they could do this, that I could too, and I believed that. And so guess what I did? I did it. And that next year, I went to Team Rockstar Fit Day again. And Liz, you remember this? We had 2 rows all the way back in the corner of that big room. I think there were 500 people in there. We were all the way in the back. And that next year, I was sitting at Team Rockstar Fit Day, and I said, I'm going to be on that stage next year. I'm going to present next year. And I did. That next year, this is going to be my 2nd year presenting at Team Rockstar Fit Day. It is my 4th one that I've attended, and it's my favorite day of Summit. Not because I've presented. They were my favorite days before I presented. And I said, why not me? And then, still not on the ground yet, that next year, I got on the ground. I was down there celebrating our team hitting elite for the very first year. Celebrating and looking at everybody in that dome going, man, I'm so glad everyone's here. I hope for just 1 second that they believe that they could do this too, because that was my dream. And I have to tell you, going into Summit, I swear I'll get into the details, my 2nd year of Summit. So I was a brand new 1-star, I believe. So Emerald, and then I was brand new 1-star. I was so mad. I wasn't a 2-star. And I was like, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. And that I'm going to let this eat me up right now. Y'all, I'm going back to Summit, a 5-star coach, and I'm so stoked, right? I'm like, it's not the rank that makes this awesome. It's all of you. It's all the workshops. It's all the experiences. So please don't get caught up on the things that don't matter. And I hope more than anything that when you go to Summit that you are inspired. That I hope more than anything when you go to Summit that you realize that you can have this too. There are 2 types of people. There are the people that look at someone and think I can't have that, or there's someone saying if she can do it, so can I. There's 2 types of people, and I chose to be the other one where it's like, I can do that too. She's telling me I can. She's showing me how I can. She's mapping out exactly how she did that. I'm going to do that too, and I have. And ever since then, it changed the course of my life. 4 years I've been a coach on May 19th. And I'm so freaking grateful I said yes. My sponsor didn't stick it out. I did. And it's changed my whole life. I'm telling you, it gets good even if you had a slower start. It gets good even if you had a fast start and then it slowed down. Now you're about to go again. It doesn't matter the pace just as long as you don't quit, right? I got to say that to you before we get into the nitty gritty, because I just am hoping and praying that you go into Summit not fearful and not thinking just about yourself. I hope that you're going into Summit saying, what am I about to learn? Who am I about to meet? What can happen to me if I just get like let down these walls and these guards, and what friendships can I make? What ideas can I take and then implement? And that's what I hope for you. I don't think that coaches can be successful on a lonely island and in a corner with the same 5 people. I think that the coaches that do really well are the ones that, and I have to tell you, my first year going into Summit, Eric was with me. I was freaking overwhelmed. Things were a lot different back then, but just seeing everybody with shaker cups and Beachbody logo wear, and they love Shanti just as much as me, freaked me out. I was like, wait, I thought it was just me. No. There's like 25,000 of us that are like that at Summit, right? But then once I got over that initial, like, this is weird, and, kind of like walking like, yeah, like I'm awesome, but no, I'm not awesome. There's so many people that are like me, right? You're just kind of go through these weird mix of emotions. Then I realized, man, this is so dang cool, because what I realized was these people are being transformed. I'm not in competition with any of these people. I'm here to celebrate with them that we are changing lives and that we are growing daily. That is awesome. And so once I had that mindset, I let Summit be the thing that changed my life forever. It really was. It was really sitting in those seats going, I could do this. And I remember crying. Sarah Morrison's right next to me. Amanda Freeland's right next to me. Rachel was right next to me. Lauren was next to me. And I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I have. So I just want you to be like that when we're there. You are better than no one, and no one is better than you. When you see someone and there's someone that you're inspired by, don't be afraid. Just go up. When you see Trina Gray, don't not go up to her. Like, she's just human. And by the way, no one cares that we're coaches at the grocery store. Trina said that on a Zoom before Summit once. She said, because you're going to get your ID, and you're going to have a little ribbon. It might say coach, it might say Emerald, it might say something fancy. Some people might have really long ribbons. Someone might just have one, by the way. Like, I've had them all. Like, I've had like the one, and then I had like one, and then I had two, and then I was mad about the one that said Emerald, and I was like, get over yourself. Are you kidding me? And then I had that gut check with myself, and then it just doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, if you were to go to the grocery store with that little pretty little ribbon, no one cares. No one even knows what it is that you do. So get over it, right? And Summit is so cool. Summit is a way for you to connect with people and not compete with people. It's a way to be inspired. And I'm just so excited. So a couple of notes that I have for Summit, and I just want you to know, like, everyone's experiences are different, but my advice is go all in. Be at those workshops. Stay in those workshops. Get a notebook and a pen. Use the same notebook and pen you've had for 10 years. Don't go buy a new one. It doesn't matter, right? But just be present in there. When you go into those workshops, think about, what can I take from this? Because you'll get a lot of information, and what I like to do is make all my notes and then an action item list. I try to take 3 to 5 things that I learned over the course of the last few days, and I'm like, what 3 things can I implement from Summit? Not everything, because it might be too much, right? But I make an action item list of things that really, the one thing I remember I took from my second Summit was this: be a CEO of your time. And I made my calendar in Google. That was the thing I took from Summit, and that's the thing I crushed after Summit. And I became a master of my own time in this business and in life. And that was my takeaway. That was the thing that I implemented as soon as I got home. Thank you so much. As you're going to Summit, I recommend these couple of things if you're trying to stay low on a budget. Some of you are probably driving. I highly recommend carpooling, 1, bringing a cooler, 2, and then 3, if you do have a car, go grocery shopping. If you're staying in a hotel or you're staying in an Airbnb, we did that. One night we ordered pizza and we had it delivered. Do you remember that, Liz? We were sitting around. Caitlin, you remember that? That was probably one of the coolest nights ever. We just ordered some pizza and we sat around the table and we just ate together. I bring a lot of snacks, and I know it says you can't have snacks and all these things in the workshops. Yes, you can. And I brought a water bottle. It just can't be when you go into the dome filled up. If that makes sense, it's no big deal. Roll with it, right? But I always bring a water bottle. I always bring snacks. A couple of snack items that I would like is like an apple, Beach bars now, because before I used to take Quest bars. I even packed like carrots, and I've flown to all of my summits before, and I've packed all of that, or I've gone grocery shopping while I'm there. I just take Lyft. I prefer Lyft over Uber. I'm a big app user when it comes to transportation, living in Silicon Valley and also living in downtown Milwaukee. I always did Lyft over Uber. It was cheaper and I felt like a better experience, but you do you guys, and you also get a free ride with Lyft for your first ride, just so you know, and we would just split that. Another thing to save money is my 2 first years of going to Summit, I was on a budget and then I did not go to the core. The core is the shopping experience that you are there. Don't think that you need to have all the Beachbody stuff. You don't. The last 2 years, I've gotten a couple of things, but my first 2 years, I never went in there. I didn't care. I am not by nature a huge shopper, but I was like, I don't need those leggings. I don't need all this stuff. It looks cool, but I can survive without it. Does that make sense? So please don't put it on your pressure on yourself to feel like you need to get all that stuff. Again, the only way to be a successful coach is to be you, and you don't need anything to be successful in the sense of, like, I always think about that at home where I'm like, I need a Diva light. I need one of those big lights so all my pictures look good. And I'm like, Julianne, you've built a business over the last 4 years without that light. You're all right. Like, you're all right. Like, one day maybe you can treat yourself to it, but you don't need it to be successful. That's not what's going to make you successful. It's your heart, right? Oh, Liz, yes, keep all receipts, which is awesome. But please be you. Don't think that you have to get things and not get things. Bring Shakeology packets. I'm a big fan of shaking it. They do have a Shako bar, and my tip with that is buy your tickets before the day you want it. So when you're going into registration, you have to register once you get to Summit, and all you have to do is download TBB, Team Beachbody Events, and you download that app. It tells you everything, and actually the Shako bar is going to be open on Wednesday. And what you could do is, it's a little bit more expensive. I want to say it's $5 for Shakeology, but if you wanted them blended, you can always bring your own blender for sure for the $5 or $5.50. Yeah, you can bring your own blender, a little blender for your Airbnb, but I always would buy 3 Shakos, and I would go get my tickets before the line because this is what people stand in line to purchase them, or you can walk straight up and give them your ticket. So that's like a convenience thing that I love. I don't like long lines, just an FYI. But bring your own packets. Bring your own Energized packets. You don't have to buy the Shakeology when you're there, especially if you're trying to save room. Don't check a bag. If you're not doing Southwest, like if you're flying an airline, you guys, you don't need to be fancy at Summit, okay? Literally, you're going to live in workout clothes every day. And then at night, if you want to wear like a sundress or wear something more than workout gear, great. But if not a big deal. You guys, I presented on stage last year in tennis shoes. I swear to you, I wore my Converse tennis shoes while I presented on stage last year, and it was awesome. And I'm going to do the same thing this year. You know what I'm saying? I did me, and I rocked me, and you get to wear whatever you want. So with that going and being said, on Wednesday, if you're arriving, we have the Team Happy and Fit party. Wear whatever you want. If you want to wear workout clothes, great. If you want to wear jeans and a cute top, awesome. If you want to wear a dress, sweet. Like you do you and rock it. Confidence is so sexy. So Wednesday is our Team Happy and Fit party. It's going to be starting at 7. Some of us are going to be late because we have prior other things happening and will come, but a lot of the leaders on the team are going to be starting the party at the beer hall because I had to bring my Midwest, like got to get the beer hall, right? It's kind of like Lakefront Brewery. And we're going to have apps provided for you, but it's if you want to get dinner and if you want to get your own apps that are different or alcohol on you, if that makes sense, but eat before. It's not a big deal, right? On Thursday, I hope and pray that you're coming to Team Rockstar Fit Day. It is seriously so much fun. I could just listen to Trina Gray all day, and we're going to come at you with content that is so good and so from the heart and so in mind to help you grow and share our best practices. Teresa Schrader, who's a good friend of mine, and Kim Meyer, Trina, and myself are going to be presenting at Team Rockstar Fit Day. This is a great time to collaborate, a time to meet other rock stars that are on the team. There's probably going to be about 500 of them there, and it's just a really cool way to meet people outside of the team, if that makes sense, that are on our like mothership team, and a really cool way to collaborate, a really cool way to learn. I love the content so much for Team Rockstar Fit Day. It's just personalized. It's fun. And it's always my first 2 years going to it. I was like, this is just so epic and so awesome. You can register either on Wednesday or Thursday. I would try to do it earlier the better. On the app, it'll tell you your time. But if you're getting in on Wednesday, I would go straight there and get it done and out of the way so you don't have to wait in any lines. Beachbody's really good about like being really efficient and getting registration done. On the app, it tells you exactly where you need to register. It's super easy. And you can do that. You can do it right before Team Rockstar Fit Day. By the way, people in other teams don't do like a thing like a Team Happy and Fit party or a Team Rockstar Fit Day. Literally, people get so surprised at Trina saying, you guys have a training at Summit? She's like, yeah, and we're the best team ever. And so now some other teams are starting to implement that, but that's a special thing at Summit that not a lot of other people get to experience. That's really awesome, right? So then on Thursday night, we're having the opening ceremony. It's fun. Michael Neiman makes it always hilarious. There's always like, it's like grand. It is like, it's going to be in the dome. You're going to be all sitting together, hopefully like getting seats together. And it's just going to be like fun announcements. Super trainers are going to get on and present. You're going to hear about new opportunities that are happening. You're going to hear a lot from Carl. Jeff Hill, who is probably my favorite corporate person, will be there. You'll probably hear some success stories. And then what's really cool at these is you're also going to hear from keynote speakers throughout this journey, not necessarily on that night. And then on Friday is when we kick off with workouts. What trainer are you doing? Put it in the comments. I'm doing Shaun T. By the way, this is going to be my 4th year with Shaun T. I have never picked a different trainer. I just love going to him. He's always so great. If you want to get a really good spot in these, you need to go early. So if your workout's at 6, you need to get there at 5. You think I'm kidding? I don't care. I'm one of those people who I'm like, I can be in the back or like by the exit or like whatever. But then there's people that are like, I got to be front row center, because I'm telling you, you could get pulled up. They might come down. I've worked out next to Shaun T. Chris worked out with Joel and also with Chris Downing. That was pretty awesome to witness. Like they were doing sit-ups together. And I still need to send you that video. I was just like, I wasn't even working out because I was like, this is so cool. They walk around. It's really fun. It's really exciting. So if you want a good spot, go early, if that makes sense. And then our oh my gosh, what are they called? Seminars, our workshops are going to be beginning, and that's going to be really cool. So with that, depending on where you're staying, I just brought my stuff with me, because typically my Airbnb was like 15 minutes away from where everything was happening. And so instead, after the workout, I just brought wipes or a towel and just like got the sweat and just sucked it up and didn't need a shower, and it was cool. Brought deodorant. We were all good. One time I took a picture, true story, with Autumn without putting deodorant on. It was like, oh, I'm so sorry about this. And it was cool. It was fine. It was no big deal. So just keep that in mind too. If you're not trying to pay for Lyft back and forth, just bring all your stuff with you. It'll be great. Bring a backpack. You can bring a change of clothes if you want. Definitely bring a sweatshirt. It gets chilly and cool in the workshops. But if you have leggings on, I also brought flip-flops. So I changed from my tennies to flip-flops. But if you don't really care about that, it's not a big deal. And I also had all my snacks and had everything with me, and I just hung around. Another thing that was really helpful for me is a charger for my phone. One, you can get it on Amazon, you can go anywhere. And so, because everyone, by the way, when you're walking, is going to be using every outlet. If you want to bring a power strip and really be best friends with people, bring a power strip and say, hey, can I plug this in? And we can plug more people in. But if you don't want to bring a power strip, bring one of those automatic battery operated ones. The backup charger, yep. It's game changing if you take notes on your phone, but also if you're trying to capture all of the moments, if that makes sense. So what I would do is from my workout to the end of the workshop, I stayed in that area. We would walk around for lunch. I got a box lunch my first 2 years and didn't these last two, and it's not because I didn't like them. I just didn't choose them, if that makes sense. So it's really up to you, but I just stayed in the area until we were all done with everything. And then I would go back to the Airbnb, hotel, wherever, change, and then go back to wherever we needed to go. If I just tried to make less trips back and forth and just be all there together. Please, please, please just, I feel like a teacher when I say this, include people, but don't be responsible for everybody's happiness. Does that make sense? Where there's kind of these expectations. You guys, no one owes you to hang out with you the entire time of Summit. There's expectations of that, of like, I definitely have made it point where all y'all know I'm just going to do my thing and I'll see you. But I'm not going to work my schedule around everybody. And please do the same to yourself. But also when you see someone, I always say, hey, I'm going here just to let you guys know, right? Where I didn't want anyone to feel like a lonely island, but also I didn't expect everybody to take care of myself. No one's in charge of me. Like I could do that myself. And that was a huge thing. You can do meetup threads. You can post in our Summit page. You can get people's phone numbers. What's really cool is like, we just be like, hey, who all wants to go to dinner? And what's cool is everyone would choose different things. So 10 people would go to dinner here, 10 people would go to dinner here, and everyone would just kind of mix and match. That's why the Team Happy and Fit Party is going to be so great, and Team Rockstar Fit Day, because that's the only time everyone's going to be really together. But otherwise, I just encourage you to make friends. And you might be going to Summit by yourself. You might be going to Summit staying in house with people you have no idea who they even are. That's so exciting and so much fun. So with the expectations, just allow yourself to have fun. And don't expect anyone to be your best friend, but don't put yourself on a lonely island either, if that makes sense. Liz, do you want to chime in on any of this? I just feel like that's probably like the biggest thing on my heart with Summit is like, just be open-minded and encouraging and loving.
I think you rocked it. That sounds awesome. Those are all the things that were really on my heart. Just the being prepared with the clothing and including people. And we try to do our best too, of like when we get to events, if you're the first person or the first group there, know that we have a group of people. So if you can kind of reserve a few rows as you're sitting there, we try to coordinate as best as possible. We're not always 100%, and there's so many of us. So also just know that if we get your message saying, hey, we're in this section and it's just halfway across the arena from where we are and we decide to sit somewhere else, don't take that as a personal offense. It's just, we'll try to get close to you. If we can't get close to you, it's probably, due to another circumstance or whatever. But just try to include your group. We're really successful in having like smaller group messages of people. So if you're traveling with people you're going to spend a lot of time with, I would suggest getting a group chat going. And then just within those people in that group chat, try to sit by each other and bounce ideas off each other and, have at least a little bit of a group. But yeah, all of those things were really good. So
is anyone bringing a spouse in the comments below? So Eric is going to be there, and Eric went with me our first summit, and he didn't go to the workshops, but this year he is. And last year he did too. And I asked Eric, I said, Eric, what is something I should say to everyone about Summit? Like, what was your top takeaway? And this is what he said. He said, enjoy the team. That was the time where he was like, this is so real. All these people are so awesome. And it's not just this like online weird thing that you were doing on your phone all the time, but like these people are super great. And so Eric's going to be there. A lot of the guys sit together because there's really a few of them. And Eric is going to be there, and I can't wait for a lot of you to meet him if you haven't already. But Summit to him, I think that was a pivotal moment for him really understanding what this is. So if you do have a spouse coming, please reach out. I would love for you to introduce them to Eric. But I said, Eric, what does everyone need to know? What does everyone need to know? And he said, enjoy the team. The team is so fun. The team is so real. The only weird thing, I always say this every year about meeting in person, is how tall and short everyone is. It's the only weird thing. Everyone's personalities are the same. And not seeing someone in a picture. Like you kind of get confused sometimes when you see someone because you're only used to seeing them in a profile picture. And so It's okay. Ask for their names. They won't be offended and just really see. But it's just weird. A lot of people are really thrown off by how tall I am. And so that's the only weird thing. And that's, or how thick my hair really is. And that's it. And then otherwise I'm the same in person as I am online. And it's going to be the same for all of you. Are there any other questions? Yeah, Kim Meyer is really tall. Yep, I'm really tall too. And then Eric's 6'8". So the reason I look shorter is because they don't realize how tall he is. So anyway, what are your questions? I would love to answer them. I think with Summit, it's just like, there's no, like, it is just a party and not, it shouldn't be this expectation, if that makes sense. It's just not, it's not a place and a space to get frustrated, be negative. It's just a space to just be loving and encouraging. Take as many pictures as you can. Cool thing about Summit, it's not weird to be on your phone. Like, but you know, you're with your family and you're like, can I just make this post real fast? I'm really sorry. You don't have to do that to a bunch of Beachbody coaches. They totally get it. Like, you can be on your phone and it's not weird. Does anyone have a question? You guys are so funny. The short people.
Julianne?
Yes.
Hey, so I just have one thing to say, and I guess I feel like I need to say it because this is my second summit this year.
Woo-hoo.
And yeah, it's super exciting. And you're right, you're super tall. Mariah is super tall.
Yeah, we're all tall. Oh no, you're frozen.
Short. And I'm short too. But you know what? It's really, really, it can be really, really overwhelming. And if you guys feel overwhelmed, just take a few minutes for yourself. Like, go do something by yourself. Go sit by yourself and read a book or whatever. But don't feel bad that you're overwhelmed, because I was super overwhelmed for a little while last year. And it was just very, like, consuming to me. So it's totally cool if you're overwhelmed. And if you forget your deodorant, ask somebody. I'm sure they're fine if you're not weird about sharing stuff like that. Yeah. But you guys are gonna have so much fun. And Sarah Morrison is so short. Like, that
so short. She's teeny.
She's so teeny, and I never would have guessed that from watching her in Zooms. So yeah, it's gonna be really great, you guys. You guys are gonna have a blast.
Yes, and I mean, okay, so Liz and I shared a room in Summit in Nashville, and I remember I was so hyped up, and she's like, Julianne, I need a nap. Can you please get out of this room? She said it really kind, and I was like, yeah, no problem, but she needed that space and time to herself. So how many of you are those, like, outgoing introverts where you're like, I just need some alone time? Don't, like, it's cool, you guys. Like, we're all here. It's kind of like going to college again for a couple days, or like summer camp. Like, y'all gonna be good. And it is a little overwhelming, but just take a deep breath, and, like, it's not meant to overwhelm you, but it might feel overwhelming because it's a big crowd. But, like, even learning from Tony Robbins, it's like, it's really cool that everyone gets to be there, and just take some deep breaths, and it's like, it's all good. Not letting those little things irritate you, for sure, but it's going to be so exciting. Are there any other questions? It's very go, 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 go. You're, like, going to one thing to the next. Some of you might have gotten special invitations to some parties. And that, you guys, that was me. I remember my first summit. I was so sad I couldn't go to that diamond party. It was the Diamond Hoedown. And I was so mad, and I said, I'm going to be there next year. And I went to the one, and I was so grateful for it. So be inspired by that stuff, and just know, like, everyone's experience with Summit is just, it can be great or not. And that was my point with Rachel. I do not share that. I don't share those specifics because I just kept grinding and put my head down and kept going. But I'm just telling you, we heard the same things. We went to the same things. We were both emeralds. We were both this. We were both that. And we took it and did different things with it. Does that make sense? I don't share that because I would ever want to make her feel bad, or, like, it's just was factual. And I just really want you to have my experience that I had with Summit, if that makes sense. I cannot wait to meet all of you. It is just going to be so awesome. Oh, and on Saturday, the closing ceremony, it is so awesome. It is so exciting. We are going to take a team picture. We're actually going to talk to Trina and do a Team Rockstar Fit one, do a Team Happy and Fit one. and have everyone outside the dome an hour before. We are deciding on black. I know it's boring, but again, I figured everyone has something black in their closet, and I don't want you to feel like you have to go buy new clothes for Summit. That's another thing. Please don't think you have to buy new things for Summit. Please. You don't need that. You're like, just be you. You guys, I go to so many Beachbody events. Like, it's unreal how much I travel and see things. And if I were to try to buy new things for everything just because someone can't see me in the same thing is so silly. Please don't. So I figured black is something that all of us have. And I just didn't want you to have to go buy something new. You totally can if that's your jam, and great, but please don't feel obligated. Again, I probably brought to my first Summit and Summit like 2 dressier outfits. By dressier, you know me, so just like a dress that's like casual and cute for dinner. But otherwise, I wore workout clothes the entire time, and you can wear flip-flops with your dress. You don't have to wear anything like heels or anything like that. Like, this doesn't have to be a fancy thing. But I just really wanted to share that on my heart tonight. So any last questions before we get off? Make sure to, wear what you're comfortable in. Absolutely. Make sure you download that app. How many of you are coming for Team Rockstar Fit Day? Can you comment below? Oh, my heart is so happy. This is so good. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And Trina will have Team Rockstar Fit swag stuff to buy there. There's like hats and fun things that you can purchase. Team stuff. Is there a Coach Summit app? Yes, it's called TBB Events. And that's what you download. And just so you know, that's going to be the same app for any event with Beachbody. So this summits with the trips, all of it's going to be in that app, that one app. So you don't even have to delete it or anything like that. So the mega workout, I have slept through it before. I'm so serious. I was so tired, and I had every intentions of waking up to go to it and slept right through it my first year of Summit. I was so bummed. Then the second year I went, and it was awesome, and I left a half hour early just to go beat the crowd because of crowds. And then the third year, I think I skipped it, but I loved it. So I just did me. Does that make sense? That's the only thing I skipped. I went to every workshop, the learning stuff, but sometimes I overslept at one time, so I just kind of made adjustments with that. Just so you know, workshops I think are it makes me really sad when I see coaches leaving them or sitting out in the hallways, because I'm just like, this is the stuff that changed the game for me. What are you doing? But you can always do a workout at your, there's 25,000 people that are going to be working out, and it is awesome. You get every super trainer on Saturday morning. I believe it's at 6 a.m. to 7:30, and it's going to be in the street. And you literally are going to experience every workout from every trainer, and it goes back to back to back to back. It is insane, and the energy of everyone around you, it's just powerful. So it's just a really cool experience that we all get to do. You don't have to sign up for it. It's just there. Does that make sense? You'll see Carl walking around in the crowd. You'll see super trainers walking around in the daytime, and if you see them, you'll see them at the airport, maybe. Literally, just go up to them. Ask them for their picture. It's not a big deal. They're used to it. All right. Are there any last things before we get off? I'm just so tickled. I cannot wait to see you. It's just going to be absolutely, yep, Chris, exactly. Just go up there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just, this will be my first time away for one more night. Oh, Brittany, I think that's so real, and I just think it's so cool that you are going to invest in yourself. Summit can be a game changer for you, and also you deserve it. You deserve time away. Like, that is so good. Liz, that was Liz last year. It was so, I just think it's so powerful for you that you're sacrificing that. So to all you mamas who are leaving your little precious babies to go to self-care, self-growth, you deserve this. You deserve this, and you can make the most out of this. And Summit, again, can be life-changing and life-altering, or it can be, there's too many lines. No one's hanging out with me. You can shift your focus to the bad, or you can shift your focus to the amazing blessings that Summit has for you, if that makes sense. All right. I'm going to